We have some trouble brewing along the Kennedy Expressway tonight that could be related to the loop flooding. This is a live picture from the Kennedy right now. 3 inbound lanes have been shut down at Hubbard's Cave while workers check water levels in the sewers there. Now, earlier this week, some water did come through the pavement in the same area because of flooding in the loop. Crews say there is no danger of the expressway flooding right now, but they don't know yet when all lanes of traffic will reopen. It's hard to picture what is happening beneath the river, so we built a model to better understand it. Channel 2's Larry Mendte can tell us what's being done right now to stop the leak. Larry?
Bill, not only do we have our model to show you what's going on step by step, but we also have Shane Albertson, who has a unique perspective of what's been going on. He's one of the divers, one of the real heroes in the process to plug up the leak under the Kinsey Street Bridge. And as we show you the model, he's going to describe what's been happening under there. Let's start right from the beginning and go over to where the leak is, the pilings that came down into the Kinsey Street Tunnel. Shane, why didn't they attack the leak right here?
I think the main reason they didn't attack the leak right there is it was uncontrolled. If the diver went down through that hole, the possibility of all this mud and debris caving in on him was there.
This is too dangerous here.
Yes.
And that's why these 2 tunnels, these 2 shafts were drilled. And this shaft was to slow the current, slow the flow to allow the divers to work. Sandbags were poured down the shaft furthest away from the river. Sandbags, gravel was poured down, 2,000 sandbags gravel, and then some concrete filled here. Now, was there any concern ever as you were down in the tunnel that these sandbags would let loose?
The concern was there, yes.
If that were to happen, what would happen to you?
The flow would start up again, and the diver would end up in the flow somewhere over in here. And the toughest part about that, the top side wouldn't be able to pull him back.
So you'd just be vertical, trying to fight this flow. They'd be up there with the air hose trying to drag you up, and it was almost an impossible task. Okay, what happened yesterday and today is that the diver came down through this shaft now that the flow was low enough to support the diver down here. There you are coming down in that torpedo through the shaft. That's a 35-foot drop. What's it like being in there?
It's kind of tight. It's the pipe is only 5-foot diameter.
Are you claustrophobic at all?
No, can't be.
You can't be in this job, I guess. Then you went down yesterday and today, and you were removing the silt and the debris from the bottom. Was that a difficult process?
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. We used a submersible pump. First we used an airlift, but we found out the pump worked better. And all the gravel was so tight. It was tight.
And after that was taken out, you were starting to put concrete in. You were a mason as well. Tell me about that process while I pile this up.
Well, once we removed the debris necessary for the concrete pour, we had to clean it out. They brought in a couple of dump trucks, cement trucks. We poured it down into here and filled up the bottom.
Under the water, though, what were you dealing with at this point?
Once they started pouring, I was up here, and as they started pouring, I jumped down to position the concrete, push it over in the low spots.
Now, what they're doing tonight is they're going to start pouring some concrete in to fill this shaft. They're also going to drill a hole through the middle of the 2 shafts, put some grout in between here. Grout is almost the same kind of stuff you'd use in the tiles in your bathroom, right, filling up this to fill this crack. You have this. You're going to do it on the same side, on the west side. You dive tomorrow. You dive this morning. Let me ask you something. You've been in these tunnels before. You've seen this firsthand. Is this going to stop it?
Yeah, I think so. You know, people designed it. I just placed the concrete, but I think it's going to work.
Now, the last job that Shane Albertson was on, he was down in the bottom of a nuclear reactor. He's a hero for hire. He comes to these things all the time, and we're sure glad that you came here. Bill?
Sounds like this is something of a vacation almost, Shane. Good to have you in town. Larry and Shane, the great Chicago flood begs a frightening question. Is our city falling apart? Mayor Daley alluded to the crumbling infrastructure. Up next, the aging structures that support our city, and if we have reason to worry.